Hi my dear students, welcome to my biology class. Today we are going to learn about the subphylum Vertebrata. The subphylum Vertebrata is one of the subphyla of the phylum Chordata. We have learnt about the classification of Chordata in the previous session. The phylum Chordata has three subphyla such as Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. Out of these, the Urochordata and Cephalochordata are together termed as protochordates. They have notochord during their life period at any stage, either during the larval stage or throughout the life. But in the case of Vertebrata, they have notochord during the embryonic stage. Later, the notochord is replaced by vertebral column when they attain adult stage. All members of the Vertebrata are bilateral symmetrical, triploblastic, true coelomate animals with the organ system level of body organization. They have well-developed organ system for performing life processes such as circulatory system, excretory system, nervous system and digestive system. All these are well-developed systems. They have two-chambered, three-chambered or four-chambered heart with blood vessels to pump blood to different parts of the body. That means they have a closed circulatory system. Kidneys in most of the cases perform osmoregulation and excretion. That means the urine formation, thereby the removal of nitrogenous waste. Now let's study more details about the subphylum Vertebrata. First of all, let's learn about the classification of the subphylum Vertebrata. The subphylum Vertebrata has two categories or two divisions. Those are Agnatha and Gnathostomata. The two major divisions are Agnatha and Gnathostomata. Agnatha are the vertebrates without jaws. That means they lack jaws. While the Gnathostomata have, the animals of these categories have jaws. That means they bear jaws. Okay, this division Agnatha has only one class, that is Cyclostomata. Class Cyclostomata. But the Gnathostomata has two superclasses. Those are the superclass Pisces and the superclass Tetrapoda. The superclasses, first one Pisces or fishes, then second one Tetrapoda. The Pisces or fishes bear fins. That means fins are the locomotory organs of these vertebrates. The Tetrapoda, four limbs are modified as legs or wings. That means they bear limbs. The superclass Pisces has two classes. Those are chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. Classes. Number one, chondrichthyes. Second one, osteichthyes. The chondrichthyes are cartilaginous fishes, while the osteichthyes are bony fishes. The superclass Tetrapoda has four classes. Those are the first one, the class Amphibia, Second one, reptilia. Third one, aves or birds. And fourth one, mammalia. Okay, this is the classification of the subphylum Vertebrata. First of all, let's learn about the class Cyclostomata that belongs to the category of Agnatha. Here we study the characteristic features of the class Cyclostomata, the specific features of the Cyclostomata. The first one, these are ectoparasites on fishes. Ectoparasite means they live on the body surface of the fishes. So they are ectoparasites on fishes. They are usually marine animals. Marine means they are found either in sea or ocean. They have circular sucking mouth without jaws. As they are parasite, they have sucking mouth that is circular in appearance without jaws. They have elongated body. Look at the diagram. You can see this animal, Petromyzon or lamprey, is an example of this Cyclostomata. It has elongated body. Got it? Then devoid of scales and paired fins. The body has no scales. The body is slimy or slippery in nature and no paired fins. Usually the bony fishes have paired fins, but these have no paired fins. Here you can see the upper fins, no the lower fins, so that no paired fins. They have 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits. What is the purpose of gill slits? For respiration. The cranium or brain box, they have a well-developed nervous system. The cranium is also known as brain box, and also the vertebral column is made up of cartilage so that it is soft in nature. They have closed circulatory system. The blood is circulated through the blood vessels, so that they have closed circulatory system. They have a specific feature. While maturing, after maturation, during breeding season, they migrate to fresh water from the marine water. So during spawning, after spawning, that means after laying the eggs in the fresh water, they die. Got it? After spawning, they die so that the larvae mature and they will be lived in the fresh water for a long period. After the metamorphosis, the larvae again return to the marine water. So that is a specific or very interesting feature of the class Cyclostomata. Got it? Example, Petromyzon or lamprey. Another example, myxin or hagfish. Next, let's study about the superclass species. The superclass species has two classes. Those are chondrichthyes and osteichthyes. First of all, let's study the characteristic features of the class chondrichthyes. So look at the figure. These fishes or species have streamlined body. The first characteristic feature, they have streamlined body. These are marine animals, marine fishes. And the endoskeleton is made up of cartilage, so that these are known as cartilaginous fish or chondrichthyes. Endoskeleton is made up of cartilage, so that these are known as cartilaginous fish. Here, chondrocytes are cartilaginous cells, chondrocytes. As they have cartilaginous cells in the body, those animals, those fishes are known as chondrichthyes or cartilaginous fish. The next feature, The body has tough natured scales called placoid scale. Placoid scales are present and they have teeth, strong, powerful jaws with a backwardly directed teeth. Strong jaws. Next one, backward teeth. The teeth are modified placoid scales. Teeth are modified placoid scale. As these have strong jaws and powerful teeth, these are predators. The heart is two-chambered with one auricle and one ventricle. Two-chambered heart. One auricle, one ventricle. Okay, these are cold-blooded animals or poikilotherms. Poikilotherms means cold-blooded. It means that the body temperature varies according to the environmental condition, environmental temperature. That's the meaning of cold-blooded or poikilothermous animal. Some of them have electric organs in their body. For example, torpedo. Electric organs. Example, torpedo. Some others have poison sting. Example, trigon. Poison sting. Example, trigon. So these are used for defense. And these animals are unisexual. It means that the sexes are separate. There are male and female animals. So the next point, these are unisexual. Sexes are separate. The male animal possesses, the male fish possesses claspers in the pelvic fin. It's the pelvic fin. So needle like a clasper is present in the male animal. Clasper is present in male fish. Okay, most of them are viviparous animals. Viviparous. Viviparous means they give birth to young one. And the fertilization is internal. Internal fertilization. The reproductive features are, these are unisexual fishes and the clasper is present in the male fish, and these are viviparous. Most of them are viviparous. They give birth to young ones and the fertilization is internal. Examples are Scoliodon. This is the diagrammatic view of Scoliodon or shark. Another example, Pristis. Pristis or sawfish. Next one, Carcharodon. Great white shark. Great white shark and trigon. Trigon or stingray. Okay. The next class is Osteichthyes. Osteichthyes are bony fishes. That means their endoskeleton is made up of bones. So osteocytes are bone cells. Osteocytes. That's why they got the name Osteichthyes, bony fishes. These also have streamlined body. The first point, streamlined body. These are found both in freshwater and marine water. Both marine and freshwater. And the body is protected or covered by cycloid scale or ctenoid scale. These are the scales, cycloid or ctenoid. Okay, they have paired fins. Paired fins are present. Paired fins. And look at the mouth. The mouth is terminal. Terminal. And they have 4 pairs of gills for respiration. 4 pairs of gill slits for respiration that is covered by operculum. 4 pairs of gill slits. Okay, that is used for respiration or gaseous exchange. They have air bladder in their body. Air bladder. As they have air bladder in the body their bladder keeps buoyancy, the ability to float on water. They do not sink like the chondric thighs. Chondric thighs do not have air bladder, so they have to constantly swim in the water. While these have air bladder, so they need not to swim continuously. So they have air bladder. And they have 2-chambered heart. 2-chambered heart with the blood vessels, 1 auricle and ventricle. These fishes are also poikilothermous. Poikilothermous or cold-blooded. Cold-blooded fishes. That means the body temperature changes or varies according to the environment. They have no capacity or ability to regulate a constant body temperature. Such animals are, or such fishes are poikilothermous fishes. The sexes are separate. Sexes are separate. That means they are unisexual. There are male fish and female fish. Most of them are oviparous. Oviparous means they are egg-laying fishes. Egg-laying. They lay egg in water and the fertilization takes place externally. So next point, external fertilization. And direct development. Examples of bony fishes are Exocetus or flying fish, Hippocampus or seahorse. Both are marine fishes. Labio or rohu, Katla or katla, Clarius or mugger. These 3 are freshwater bony fishes. Betta or fighting fish, Petrophyllum or angelfish. Those are aquarium fishes. That means they are found both in marine water and fresh water. So these are the characteristic features of the class Osteichthyes. Then what are the differences between the class Chondrichthyes and the Osteichthyes? Chondrichthyes are cartilaginous fishes while the Osteichthyes are bony fishes. Chondrichthyes do not have air bladder while the Osteichthyes have air bladder. Chondrichthyes have to swim continuously to water for avoiding sinking, while the Osteichthyes need not to sink continuously in water. The Chondrichthyes do not have operculum or gill cover, while the Osteichthyes have a operculum or gill cover. The body of Chondrichthyes is protected by placoid scale, while the body of Osteichthyes is protected by cycloid or ctenoid scale. Chondrichthyes, their mouth is ventrally located while in ostick thighs the mouth is terminal. The ostick thighs have paired fins while the chondric thighs do not have paired fins. So these are some major differences. One more thing, the most of the chondric thighs are viviparous, while most of the ostick thighs are oviparous. So these are some major differences between the chondric thighs and ostick thighs. Today we have learned about the classification of the subphylum Vertebrata. We have also learned about the characteristic features of the Agnatha, the class Cyclostomata, and also the superclass species and its classes such as chondric thighs and ostick thighs. We will learn about the classes of the superclass Tetrapoda in the upcoming session. I hope you have understood the topic well. With this, I conclude my session. Thank you and have nice moments.